About Parent Boot Camp Live. I am excited that we are just a couple days from Christmas. We are also, you hear that? I hear me and me. Hey, Takara. So I'm really excited about what's happening, that we're counting down to 2019. And it is coming fast. And I hope you guys who have been here if you haven't caught the last 3 Parent Boot Camp Lives, you need to jump in. You need to jump in. So let's get right to this message. Parent Boot Camp Live, first of all, my name is LaShawn Spivey Angeletti. I'm better known as Miss Spivey. I've been an educator for 20 years. I've been blessed to put all of the classroom knowledge into what I do for Parent Boot Camp. And I made a live series so that I could show you guys just some of the little nuggets that we expand on when we have an actual live Parent Boot Camp and we work on lessons together. Not only do I do it for parents, I also do things for teachers and administrators to be able to truly pour into students and to young people and to help people line themselves up, their heart and their desires, your purpose and your passion line up, and to be able to step out into the real world with all of the tenacity that you need to be exceptional, to be your best, and not what the world is measuring you against. So I'm excited to be here. Hey, and hey, Tabitha. Nyla told me I got put on punishment, y'all. She told me don't stop the message to keep saying hey. So I'm saying hi in advance to everybody. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. She's in charge of, right now, she came and CEO of my life. I'm excited she's here from college on Christmas break, but I got in trouble by how many times I stopped to talk. She said I get off track. So I am going to stick to the track so I can give y'all the message, because I need you to get these nuggets. This is not just for any students that you have in your home, because a lot of you, like me, have adult children as well as young, or just adult, or just nieces and nephews. I'm encouraging you to encourage someone else. Sometimes we have inner child. Actually, we all have an inner child that needs some healing, some direction, and some suggestions. And if we give ourselves an opportunity to be open to hearing information and knowledge, usually it will resonate on our spirit and we can use it in the future. So I'm praying that I can do that for you today. Here we go. And Nyla is me. So if you see, she say hello, that's Nyla talking. So here we go. Parent Boot Camp Live. Here is our setup. This is our lesson plan, y'all. I'm excited about it. Parent Boot Camp Live. This is the traditional program that I'm doing for Parent Boot Camp Live. We start with a rant, which is relatable, adult, necessary testimonies. And I got a good one for you today. We have the Mike Award. This is an almost made you cuss moment. This is an award that I give out for people who have shared with me stories that they are experiencing, and it almost made them cuss. Now, this can be a qualified Mike Award. Please inbox me, text message me, however you have. You can email me, whatever you need to do. Dreamcultivator at Miss Spivey, dreamcultivator.com. You can inbox me on Facebook. If you know a crazy story, something silly that happened that irritated you, please share for the Mike Award. Almost made you cuss. I want to know about those moments. The more we share with each other, the more we have more healing. We can make laughter about some of our challenges that we have in the real world, and we can move forward. All right. Y'all know you do it with your girlfriends. Do it with me. Here we go. Then we have our lesson for the day, and we have a closing tale. So let's get to the meat of the day. Our rant, our adult Mike Award person, let me just announce this. The rant that I heard this week, I heard about 3 of them, and they were pretty good. But I had one, y'all, that topped them off. So, the Mike Award for the rant of the week, darling. You know I like to turn this one on. Come on, holla at me, girl. Oh, I got an echo. Oh, my goodness. So today, for this week, the rant, the relatable adult necessary testimony that I was blessed to hear and has obtained the Mike Award for this week goes out to none other than Nikki Spivey. Actually, she's Webster. She don't be talking about that. But let me tell you what happened. She is an educator in let's say a district that's far from me. I won't tell on everybody. And what she experienced was this. She was in a classroom as a guest teacher, and it was first grade. Oh, how wonderful the young babies are. We spend time with them. We're excited. They're excited to see us, and they're hugging and laughing and talking to us. And guess what happened? Nikki was trying to give a writing lesson with the first graders. There was a wonderful young lady who she just was so mature and she was just feeling herself. Guess what she did? She's probably about 5.5. And she comes over and she's talking to the teacher. And the teacher is telling her, oh, honey, let me show you how to make this letter. And she's trying to show her how to connect the dots and make sure the line is straight. And the baby looks at her. I got to mimic how she did it, y'all. She said the baby she got a little tongue out. She used the binky too long. Miss Wether, I don't like this. She said, what do you mean, honey? You start from the top and you go down. And she looked at her and she said, Miss Mempton, I know how to do this already. And she said, well, I'm just trying to show you how to make it easier because you want to make sure that you do this really good. You're in first grade. We have work to do. And she is encouraging her and just excited. And this baby looked at her, this first grader, and says, Miss Webster, your handwriting is not that good. And she said, what? Well, honey, it'll be better. Yours will be ready if you hold your fingers like this. And she's trying to show her how to hold her fingers on the pencil. And the baby caught an attitude, crossed her arms, and she said, my mama said, I know how to read, check, and scratch. And I see what you trying to write. You should hold your pencil like me, and you'll write better. I see you trying, but Miss Webster, you need to write like this. She called the grown, educated teachers writing, check, and scratch, and commenced to trying to tell the teacher how to write. Y'all, I like to fell out. And the baby looked at her and said, you should practice. I can read your check and scratch, but not many people can. She said she wanted to get her purse and walk out to school. She had to stop and look and say, okay, thank you, and walk back to her desk. So that is my Almost Made You Cuss award winner. I commend you. Oh my goodness, Miss Webster, for not cussing in the classroom and not being too offended by the baby that checked you about your penmanship at 5 with a lisp. Oh, I didn't clap, y'all. Hold on, let me get that clap. Yay! That is our winner. Okay, so hi, y'all. Okay, so we are finished with our awards. Let's get to the meat of things. Here we go. Today's lesson. I don't know if anybody saw what I posted in here, but I asked you all this. After our rant, I asked you, you say the bar is high, but who set the standard? Now, we all get motivated. We're accustomed to having all kind of things that we share with each other, all these positive attributes, and we say, you can do it, and all these other things that make stuff so exciting. Oh, girl, that was a word. Oh, yeah, man, he gave it to you, high-fiving and all of this. But we say the bar is high. We tell people to shoot the bar high. We shoot the bar high. But who determined what the bar is, where it is set, and if the bar is set high, what standard are we using to measure that bar? So, stick with me for a moment. Those of you who still have children who are in the education system when it comes down to from preschool, kindergarten, up to 12th grade. There is a standard that is set. For California, we have what we use as Common Core. Now, I am not going to bore y'all with all of the Common Core stuff, y'all, because it's a whole bunch of stuff that you already know as an educator I've already had to deal with. But there's a couple key things that I want to remind us about because this is not just in the curriculum. This is in life. We have here two things. I want to make sure you see the definitions real big. We have the standard and we have setting the bar high. So in standard, in our public dictionary, what we consider standard is this. It's a noun. It's a level of quality of attainment, all right? It's a required or agreed level of quality of attainment. So that means I have to agree. Okay. Now, if I'm the student, am I getting to agree if I'm 3, 5, 7, 12? Not really. Society has really decided what my standard is going to be. We have standard. All right. Now I have measure the bar. Y'all know you can look up terms like this. Watch this. Set the bar. What does set the bar mean? It says here to fix standards, that one must meet. So, to set the bar means to fit standards that one must meet. But I said that standard is a level of quality or attained that is agreed upon. So I wonder, who is this getting the vote? So let's go a little deeper. It also says that this started in the 50s. This term started in the 1950s. And it says here, this shows how difficult standards are to meet. It also can show how high or low something is. So now we have some people, whomever they are, have decided what we're going to use to measure the standard. They determine what the standard is. And then we determine how high or low it is based on what we said was the average, the norm. So for Common Core, to use that as an example, in our education system, which is what we use here in California, it says how to read the grade level. Now I'm going to tell you guys, so I am not making up anything. For those of you who do have children in school, corestandards.org. You can go and find out everything you need to know about your child's grade level, as well as where they're going for the next area. And this is in language and in mathematics. You can walk through and see what they're being exposed to and what they should be obtaining by the end of the year. So stick with me. It says here, the standards define what students should understand and be able to do. It also says what students can learn at any particular grade level depends upon what they have learned before. So that means that they're relying on the teacher before and the teacher that they have current. Now watch this. If I go down, it says learning opportunities will continue to vary across schools and school systems, and educators should make every effort to meet the needs of the individual students based on their current understanding. But it also says that even in our Common Core, teachers are allowed flexibility to teach at the level they want to. They don't just go through A, B, C the way we would think. Sometimes it's based on what the students need and what they've been exposed to already, and they try to use that to build information. How can we do that in our lives? I've given you a little breakdown about a standard, how it's measured in our California system. For those of you guys who are not Californian, there is a measure for your state. Trust me, look it up. We have the standard. We have defining the bar. Watch this. If I say that the bar that is being set is based on what society is doing, what the norms are, which is how we use statistics to make Common Core and programs like that, I should also be able to say that's for my external. What my understanding, my knowledge is that I can regurgitate out. That's really all it's about. How can I do the same thing for what's going on in the inside? And how do I teach that to young people? Well, there are some practices here. So go with me just for a moment. If you envision a race, not all of us like to run track. I ain't one. But there are some of us who like to run track. Envision how the track looks. There are different lanes. There are different athletes that are in each lane. Some of them have the skills to be able to press harder than others, but they're all in the same lineup. Now, in a traditional track meet, they will measure you against juniors with juniors, seniors with seniors, or whatever your division is or what have you. They're not going to put an Olympian with a kindergartner. That's not even realistic. But in the real world, what we do to break down those categories are where they are. If you're in college, you're getting tested upon what's being exposed to you in college. And the same for preschool and in elementary, junior high, everything else. So what do we do to set a standard when it comes down to encouraging kids from our level at home? Whoa. We have a couple things we have to do, and let me tell you. First, we have to teach them what the measure is for internal and external. We need to expose them to what the requirements are for their grade level, what they're going to be exposed to, so that they can understand, because they don't hear about them the way we do. So if we can show them, listen, for mathematics, you're going to be doing, these things. This is all the definition of algebra. When I hear the word algebra, it won't be so fearful. I won't be fearful about it. If I hear about multiplication and I see what it is ahead of time, and I have relatable opportunities, like if I give you $2, what is that? Okay, well, if I give somebody else $2, what is that? Your child just did multiplication. There are different ways that we can expose them to those things in our homes, and then do the same thing when they're being exposed at school. So now watch this. We make sure that we have a measure of internal and external. I'm sorry, the table's getting hit. That ain't me. That's the person over there on the computer. That's Nyla. I'm snitching. Don't touch nothing. So internal, we have to make sure that our measure is being set by how we feel about ourselves. So now we're back where we have to encourage each other. We have to make sure that we encourage the young person, tell them that they are doing their best. Whatever their best is, make sure that we take a measure from that mark and we help them see the 3 or 4 stages above them that they can shoot towards. As they're shooting towards that, we make sure that that they're obtainable. It won't be fair for me to take an 8th grader who is in traditional classes and put them against someone that's doing honors classes and say, why are you not performing like Johnny? Well, Johnny is over here acing everything, and he's being conditioned for that, and he has the ability to do that. I need to be able to take the measure from where my child's standard is, where they are, and to use that to press it into a new bar, and in the new bar, we make steps to get there. Here we go. Number 2 is this: never accept less than your best. So we have to help young people determine, what do you envision is your best? A lot of times you'll hear, I don't know. But what you do is you say, this is where we are. You ask them where they feel like they are. You have them break that down, define that. Define that together. And now you make stages for where the next levels are, so that when they start pressing, they understand that the new bar that they set is based on themselves. They are not waiting for somebody else to validate or to tear them down, because they're going to be torn down. When they're in classrooms and everybody gets a 95 on the test and they get a 53, oh, they know what that means. So you have to find ways to build them up from home and be able to get all of that new information out to help them out. The last thing is this: define it all as a team. If you have, whether it is an auntie or uncle, whoever it is in your support system that is helping encourage your young student or your college student, and you're making these new bars for them to measure, you're taking the standard of themselves, what they can already produce, and then you're helping them create a new bar and push them towards that goal. What you also do is you show them how to be able to navigate to success when they are away from you. You guys already know, I believe like the mother bird does. Not only do I encourage and I push and I support and I motivate and I clap and I cheer, there is a mark that you need to be able to fly. In order to measure that mark, I have to teach you how to use your own standard, who you are, what you are capable of, and then help you define what a bar is for you and how to obtain it. And not only when you get there, how to sustain it, how to keep it, and how to use your same measure to make a new standard for yourself, and then from your new standard, create a new bar and to press high. So here we are. So we're at the lesson. I hope you guys, that was been, you can understand that. I want to make sure that I move forward. So I'm kind of going fast. Hey, Angela. Oh, I got in trouble for talking. Here we go. You say the bar, you'll see the beginning. So you say the bar is high, but who set the standard? You need to help your young person set the standard. You need to help them define what their norm is, what they have been exposed to, and what they've mastered so far. That is their standard, just like it is for you. My standard before was communicating. I could talk all day. This is a bar for me to put myself on Facebook, as much as I like to talk, but to commit to doing it on every single Friday and to press myself to be able to come to you live and to speak to you about Parent Boot Camp. It is easy for me to meet y'all on the 15th of whatever date because you booked me and come take the mic and teach a lesson. That's easy. But this was a new standard for myself. So now I have to take it even higher. There will be a day that there will be no lesson plan that's in paper. I have to make a new standard for LaShawn. I need you to make a new standard for you, and I need you to press the bar just like you would do weights at the gym and press it up to the next mark. You give yourself a certain amount of time. You get to it just like we only give kids 1 year to finish every grade level, 1 academic year. If they have a hard time and they have to repeat it, it's called a repeat. We don't get to say, oh, no, I closed my eyes. You didn't do 6th grade. You got to do it again, but it ain't again. No. People try. They put you in a new school, new district. That child still knows that they had to repeat that. You need to help them lift that bar and to be able to rise themselves to the next bar. Okay, here we go. In closing on this lesson, I want to make sure that you guys understand this. What is this? I ask you about this sometimes. This is a manual. If you are a parent, an auntie, an uncle, or grandma, remember that you did not receive the children from heaven with a manual. Stop beating yourself and stop making them feel guilty for the things that they have fallen short of, that you have decided in a new standard that has been done by society that they don't meet. They do meet it. You just have to start the bar where they are and press them forward. Be nice to yourself. Also, here's our story. I'm going to give you a little story about me this time. There was a bar that was set for me. In high school, we all already know you have to take what? The SAT. You already know. Well, in high school, I was told that no matter what I did, I wouldn't be able to succeed. I was told this not only by administrators, by teachers. We had, in our high school, we had an activities director, or the dean of activities, who was also our vice principal. Now, this gentleman decided that he had it out for me. I had come to the school. There was a handful of African-American students. There was a collection of other people. And I was a socialite. I was networking with everybody, meeting everybody. My mom had told me, if you don't like being out here, oh, well, suck it up. High school is going to be exactly what you make of it. So I determined that I wanted to make the best of it. So I had just, I was trying out for everything, doing as much as I could. And activities started coming to me. I mean, literally, I wasn't on a cheerleader automatically. I came in doing the band, y'all, carrying cymbals and marching backwards to be a part of an activity. Now, mastered that. Next year, sophomore year was drill team. Junior year was varsity cheer, and created a team my senior year. But let me tell you what happened in this bar. See, I was told that the standard was for that school, this particular assistant principal, and anybody who know me from high school, they could tell you who Mr. Seaton was. That man might have been sweet to some, but he was nasty to a lot. He told me to my face in an office meeting that he was tired of all the offices that I had ran for, the positions that I was winning, and how active I was in our high school. He told me there was only one token black girl. There's only one, I ain't lying, y'all. He told me there was one token black girl that he would choose annually for the cheerleading squad, and I would not be it. Now, I don't know what everybody else's memory was about that, but I can tell you mine, LaShawn Patrice. I was shattered. I have been doing so much to uplift myself, to be encouraging, to encourage others, to be friendly to people, to network with all different students. I literally thought that I was on my A game and doing my best. I had been a part of teams that had never started before or started all these different organizations. By the time graduation came, y'all, I had to choose which 10 things I was going to put under my name because I had done way more than what the spacing gave me opportunity for. But here is this one adult who said that there was a standard that needed to be met, and I no longer qualified. He decided that there was a bar set for me that I could not have. Wow, shattered. So now I'm looking at all these other bars that are around me, and one of them, the closest one to me, was the SAT. I said, all right, I don't need that because that's going to measure, determine how smart they think I am and if I can win or not, if I can continue in life and succeed with or without this. So I'm like, you know what? I ain't doing that. I mean, people went crazy. See, I told you she a flunky. He was saying all kind of stuff about me. I told you she wasn't no good. She was a troublemaker because I refused to take the practice SAT. I went home. My mom talked to me. She was like, LaShawn, why? I was like, I don't think that I should be able to be pressed to do a measure when I'm being told I can't make nothing else anyway. I don't want to do that. And they're telling me you won't be able to go to school. You won't be able to go to college. You can't get in nowhere. I was like, what? There got to be another way. I knew I enjoy creative things. I researched on a whole bunch of different trade schools and other things. And this man really told me, you're a joke. You're not going to make it. You're not going to do this and this and that. So the time comes to try out for cheerleading. Y'all, long story short, not only did I not make it, my tape wasn't there. All kind of crazy stuff happened on that day. He told me he would sabotage me, and he sure enough did. So I was like, wow, don't make cheerleading. The year that I was on cheerleading squad, we went to nationals, which our school had never done. So they didn't even think that the seniors returning should even have to audition. But he told me to my face, because you want to make it, everybody had to try out, because you will not be my token black girl. Damn. Okay. SATs, I ain't doing it. My mom is freaking out. What do I do to encourage my student? She is, at this mark, they consider me a rebel. All I was doing was standing up for myself now that I've learned even more so. And so I said, wait a minute. So you're telling me that if I don't take an SAT, that there's nothing else that I can do with my life? They said yes. They forced me to come sit in there while everybody's taking the SAT. I knew that if I put my name on the paper, that they could mark me as a 0. So I would refuse to put my name on the paper. Fast forward, not only did I not take the SAT, I went to fashion design school, which didn't require me to have that SAT. Not only did I do exceptional there, when I decided that I wanted to do child development, I started at a junior college and I walked through. And I graduated from Cal State LA, and I've also done master work at Cal State San Bernardino. See, I did not allow anybody to determine what my bar was going to be based on their standard for my life because of my brown skin that God gave me. I determined that I was going to do my own. But what about the student who does not have that tenacity to be fired up and to say no to the world's standards and to say no to what the bar is that's being created for them? Have you helped that student find another way in? If the front door is locked, have you helped that student come through the chimney or a window? See, I know what it looked like because my child had to go through it like that. I had to go through it like that. I'm not asking nobody to feel bad for me because I can tell you the truth. What it did was it set a fire under me. And I said, I'm not taking that anymore. And not only did I do those things, when I didn't make the cheerleading squad, anybody that know me from my class, they already know. She turned around and made a dance squad that was killing it. We was performing all over the place. I did what I wanted to do. I went to the district and got it elected in during the summer break. Found out that he didn't have no control over that. Bam! Deuces. I'm trying not to be cussing, y'all, so I'm trying not to use my fingers. So I encourage you not only to, yes, let students know that there is a race that's being won. They do want to know on that track of life what it looks like on the right and the left, because people are racing. So they know what they need to know, that there is a measure, but they need not beat themselves if the standard that's set is in an area that does not complement who they are, and they feel like they can't break through. If I set myself to race with FloJo, I have determined that I'm going to fail because I don't believe that I can beat her. But if I set my standard that I know FloJo is running and she can be an encouragement, so I can push harder than I've ever pushed before, but I know that I can get about 10 wins on the way while she chasing way out there like the hare and I'm tortoising myself in, baby, it's a race that I can still win. So I thank y'all for being here with me today. Please like Dream Cultivator. Please follow. I am going to take this not only to that Facebook page, but I'm on Instagram. I do speaking events, and I am absolutely blessed and encouraged by you showing up. God bless you.